Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We are talking, it's Twitch. Oh, you're right. Random info. Thank you. How did I get that wrong? It was a typo on my end on the title of this video, and random info thankfully corrected me. So I will definitely edit that as soon as I get an opportunity and we wrap up this video. I will definitely edit that. Thank you. Thank you, random info, for that. Appreciate it. Struggling a little bit today. Bad news for the DJ and his family. Really, really tragic. So I wanted to hop on and do a live with you guys. Sorry, just trying to do this camera right. The struggle of cameras and lights. You really wouldn't even believe, I swear. Sometimes my light gives me a headache. So I'm trying like warm light, cool light, a little bit brighter, not so bright. It's on a tripod behind your phone, and so it can sometimes fall and it's just a mess. So anyway, guys, make sure of course everything in this video is alleged. We're going to be talking a little bit about the DJ that was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Hey, keep in mind, hey Mary, this is terrible news. I was devastated actually when I read this, and that's why I wanted to come on and do a live. I'm not sure, some of my subscribers, if you're a regular subscriber, you know that I've been affected by suicide directly in my life. My mother tragically committed suicide when I was 19, and her father committed suicide. So a lot of times people don't think that those things can run in your family, but that's debatable, of course. Just that was my experience. So I just want to talk a little bit about what we do know, because I think all of us, I mean, I would look at them on Instagram because him and his wife would do these adorable TikTok videos. If you're not on TikTok, I completely understand. Sometimes they would float around Instagram too, but they would do these little like 30-second dancing videos. It would be him and his wife. Sometimes they would incorporate the little ones, but they looked genuinely happy, guys. Like, they looked happy together. Like, they loved each other. The way they looked at each other, the way they you know, just their engagement, it felt like to us that there was a lot of love there. Okay. And so I think that's why everyone is so taken aback by this, because again, we have to remember that we don't know what's going on with people behind the scenes. And that goes for famous people, people on the internet, people you're commenting to. Anytime that you are being combative or arguing with someone in the comments online, like, you don't know people's mental status, their mental health status, and you just don't know what people are dealing with. And to the outside, guys, I don't think we thought he was dealing with much of anything except enjoying his LA mansion, his gorgeous, beautiful wife, his beautiful, healthy children. He started out on Ellen and he was promoted. I'm going to pull up the exact dates, but if I am correct, I want to say he was promoted on Ellen in 2022. So he's really been living his life in LA, living the dream out there. Hey, Freddie. Hey, Lord Karma. Hey, Mary. So glad you guys could join today. Tragically talking about the news with DJ Stefan Twitch. So tragic. Now, allegedly, this happened Tuesday, so that would have been yesterday. His wife, I'm not sure if the police station must be close to their LA mansion. I'm going to try to find out right now. But they said that she came in frantic, and she was upset, and she said that she didn't know what was going on with her husband because he had left and the car was at home, and he never leaves without his car. Now, he was found about a 15-minute walk from their LA mansion. There was a motel that allegedly he was found there in the morning by hotel staff around 10 or 10:30. This is very tragic, very surprising, very, very close to Christmas. If you don't know, the couple just celebrated a 9-year wedding anniversary. So when we are talking about people's mental health and we look at someone like this who has it all, beautiful wife he's been married to for 9 years, healthy children, executive producer, connections, mansion, cars, money, he had it all. So something was clearly going on, either behind closed doors that we didn't know about, or had serious mental health that maybe he wasn't being treated. We just don't know. Freddie says, allegedly Ellen was not close with DJ Twitch and had not spoken with him since the end of the show, according to Crazy Days and Nights. I love you, Freddie. I was actually wondering what NT Lawyer on Crazy Days and Nights was going to say about this. I believe that, guys, we've heard all of the horror stories about Ellen, her staff, how she treated them, which ultimately led to the demise of the Ellen show, really. And Freddie, do you want to call in if I put a link up? If you're interested, let me know. Or I can like post the link if you want to join the conversation. We would love to have you. If not, that's fine too. But the man looked to seem to have it all. Regardless, I'm sure that he made a lot of money off of Ellen. It got him the right doors and to meet the right people, opportunities. Mary says depression is the killer. You sometimes don't know what's coming until you're in the middle of it. Yes. People a lot of times will say, why didn't they just ask for help? Why didn't they ask for help? And I try to explain it like their anxiety tells them that the people in their life that love them don't want to be bothered with them. So that's where that comes from. They're so hopeless and they think that calling on a loved one is being a pester to them. They're burdening them. And that's a lot of times how they feel. I'll drop a link, Freddie. I'll drop the link and then that way I should be able to put you in here. 1 second. I'm going to copy and post in comments for you, Freddie. That way you can just put it in and you should be able to come right up through StreamYard. There you go, Freddie. I went ahead and posted the link. If you want to hop in, we would love to have you on this subject. Lord Karma says, I'm not really shocked Ellen wasn't close. Ellen was like very cold. We know that she plotted a lot on her employees. She didn't want them to get along. She liked to cause conflict. She liked to have a favorite of the week, a flavor of the week, and have everyone else kind of squirming. We've heard a lot about that. There's actually a TikTok account of a woman whose daughter was like a child prodigy. I think she was like a piano player or something along those lines. Ellen found her. They like signed a deal. Ellen told them, they were going to have this great reality show and they were going to have all these children who had these great talents. It was going to be like a spinoff from the Steve Harvey show. Remember when Steve Harvey did like the children's show where he's like, they have a special talent. It was supposed to be a similar spinoff to that, but the mom just spoke very poorly of her experience with Ellen, with production. She just said it was not a good experience, and they all were like always trying to make Ellen happy. All right, Freddie is in. Let's bring him in so that we can.
Hey
Freddie, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Sorry, I've just come back from work.
That's okay. We're happy to have you on. Welcome. What do you have to say on this topic? What are you feeling? What do you think? What are you hearing?
I mean, it's really sad. I mean, but I think it just goes to show that you never know what someone's really going through. And just because you see someone looking happy or they have this amazing personality and they're this entertainer on TV, it doesn't mean that they're going through hardships. And I think this could well be an example of you know, we were seeing an image and not the reality.
That is a great point, Freddie. And we say that about Instagram, the Kardashians, the face tuning, all the photoshops, you know, the expectations of women. And a lot of times we don't know what is going, they're selling us the image that we want, right, Freddie? They're selling
Yes,
the image.
definitely, definitely. And with Ellen, with this, you know, allegation that Crazy Day and Nights has said, basically alluding to, they don't use Twitch or Ellen's name in it, but it's very clear who Crazy Day and Nights is referring to in this. And to me, you know, I hate to say it, but sadly, it wouldn't surprise me if Ellen hasn't been in contact with Twitch since the show has ended. I mean, we've heard all the allegations about Ellen, so you know, if these allegations are true, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, me either. I don't think that she, even when we saw her like during COVID and she was filming from her house and she had like the producer out, she was just, she doesn't seem very warm. She doesn't seem
No, I
very
mean, Ellen
nurturing.
only cares about being friends with her hypocritical Democrat friends that that take the approach of do as I say, not do as I do.
Yeah, we were really disappointed. I think like everyone to hear all of the rumors about Ellen and her staff and how horrible it was to work with her. And that's another, like, they were selling us the image that Ellen was this giver and she was gracious and she was helping anyone that needed help and doing all of this humanitarian work. Meanwhile, treating her staff like shit.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, it's just it's so sad, and I do feel especially sorry. I feel sorry for like his young children. Like they miss out on so much of their life without their dad now. And I'm not really sure the ages of them, but maybe like some of them might not actually truly understand like the meaning of death. And I think it's just an incredibly hard conversation that a parent must have to have with children, whilst at the same time they are dealing with this incredibly tragic situation that they don't actually know how to handle and weren't expecting would ever happen.
Absolutely. I think this is where people don't realize trauma and grief really go hand in hand, because the trauma of one day you have a husband and your life is normal and you're going to work and yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, you don't have a husband anymore. They took their own life. You have so many questions. You know, your grief is going to be inward anger. You're going to be mad at yourself. It's going to be a long process because it's traumatic for her and her kids.
Yeah, it really is. Really is.
Terrible, so sad. Allegedly it was an inflicted gunshot wound. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they say that men are likely to use a weapon or like Robin Williams, but women are likely more to like take medicine or something like that. My experience was my mom used a firearm as well, so it's just tragic to think about the pain that someone would be going through, that they can't think of anything else, but this is their only option. So tragic,
I
tragic.
mean, I think in the UK it's the same. That even though in the UK it is harder to purchase, you know, a weapon and things like that, I'm pretty sure it is the same that more men use sort of a firearm than like you, and women are more likely to use like alcohol, medication, and things like that.
Yes, yes. But not to change the subject, since I have you on, I want to take advantage of that. What is going on? Did you watch What Happens Live with Lisa and Larsa from Miami? Are you watching Miami, Freddie?
I am watching Miami. It's actually really annoyed me that Andy Cohen has been so stupid and put 4 episodes on sort of at the same time in 1 week. Like, I don't know about other people, but I do have an actual job. I work from 9 in the morning till like 6:30 in the evening. I don't really have time to be watching stuff, reviewing stuff. So or every single second of the day. So I think it would have been nice if he could have put at most 2 episodes out in 1 week. 4 is just too much. It's just too much. And then what I worry is going to happen with Miami is that if they release, say, another 4 episodes, then people are just going to watch it all instantly. And then when it gets to the reunion, people are just going to be so over Miami, because by then we'll have obviously New Jersey, which is coming out in the new year. And I think we've got a trailer coming out for New Jersey next week. So I hope they don't keep releasing more episodes of Miami in one go.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hopping to New Jersey, what are you like excited or what about New Jersey?
I am really excited about New Jersey. I mean, obviously we've heard that Jackie and Margaret think that this new Daniela Cabrelli woman is sort of a Teresa suck-up. But I personally think it's a bit rich coming from Jackie Goldschneider, who is Margaret Joseph's lapdog.
Thank you. I agree with you 1,000%. Yes, that Jackie has obviously been Marge's lapdog since I think that I heard that because Jackie thought she filmed a lot during this season, she thought she was going to be full time.
Well, the thing is that what I heard, Lindsay, is that it sort of was basically guaranteed that Danielle Cabrali would be coming onto the show as the 7th housewife. So with Danielle or Daniela or whatever she's called, apparently it wasn't really contention with her. She wasn't fighting for, to become a main. She came in as a main. And apparently what happened, it was then basically Jackie Goldschneider and this friend of Melissa's called Rachel Fuder that were fighting for the housewife spot, and producers decided to go with Rachel to become the main housewife. I mean, Rachel, she just, to me, seems like she'll just be Melissa Gorga's lapdog. So I don't think she seems that interesting. I don't think she'll have the lifestyle that Jackie Goldschneider has. But I do think it's going to be very interesting. We know there's going to be a lot of drama there. And I am hoping, and I'm pretty certain that maybe this season, and certainly the reunion.
Oh, we lost him. That's okay. I'm sure he's gonna pop back. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm there. I don't know what happened.
No, you said at the reunion. Then we lost you. You're good.
After the reunion, I'm very certain that it will basically expose that Melissa and Joe Gorga have been lying from day one.
Yes, I agree with you. There was actually, you probably haven't seen it because you've been working, but Melissa and Joe were on Andy Cohen, and the question was brought up, is Melissa still angry or not angry about the whole, did she come on the show behind Teresa's back?
Yeah.
And Melissa's Andy, I didn't do that behind her back. And Andy just looks at her no, actually, I think it's the opposite. Where is that tape? I want her audition tape.
To me, Melissa and Joe's lies are as poorly structured as their new house in Franklin Lakes.
Freddie. Yes. I've seen the uncentered front door, and it looks like a bunch of townhouses put together type.
I mean, it's just another Gorga, and I'm thinking, Joe, you're supposed to be the best property developer in New Jersey. What are we doing, son? I'm a bit confused, in all honesty, with that.
She's showing off her closet though. She was showing off Christian Dior and her double stair closet.
I mean, it could be as fake as the Chanel stuff that she was selling in Envy allegedly. So I mean, let's not, we can't assume that it's all going to be legitimate and real. The other thing that I noticed, and Dana Wilkie also pointed this out, was the fact that Melissa was doing a lot of promotion for that wardrobe, and I think she did tag the designer. So I suspect that either the company, the closet making company, did it for free, or Melissa got given a substantial discount to have this wardrobe built for her in this new house in return for Instagram promotion and exposure that they'll get on the show. But actually, it won't be seen on the show, but for next season.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. We've had, folks that knew Melissa for years. They always said she was cheap. She would always get like Antonia's pictures, at discount with different vendors. Like the birthday party would be all people that were promoting stuff. Like anytime Melissa can get a deal, as in like she'll promote it and you give it to her for free, she will take it all day. She will re-gift things at Christmas time, birthday. She doesn't care.
Yep, exactly.
And then, of course, another thing is people are getting confused that they think she has 2 Envy shops running, but she doesn't. There's only the one that is actually up and running. Are you right, Freddie? Are you with me?
Yeah. So what I had seen was that there was an Envy shop that had closed down, allegedly due to poor sales. And then I saw her on her Instagram, she was talking about opening a new one.
Yes.
Or she'd opened a new one. So yeah, I am assuming there is one, or there is a second one somewhere else in New Jersey or in New England somewhere. But I'm convinced that she's only got one Envy shop now.
Yes, exactly. And they're saying that it's going to be like her storyline, that she's like a multi-owner, like her store is branching out. But the Montclair location, I've had people like in that area say they looked in the windows, they like went up and inspected it. It's empty. It's not running. It's not Envy anymore. So she just has the one store that she just recently opened, but she's going to make it look like, they're growing. Envy's growing.
Well, what I've heard is that allegedly, it's sort of Envy's allegedly sort of a money laundering type of business, basically. I mean, a lot of people are saying, how is this business where the sales aren't that great? They've had scandal with Melissa allegedly selling fake Chanel products. How is this shop still open? So a lot of people have come to the conclusion that potentially, allegedly, it could be sort of a money laundering, or they're using this business Envy as a cover to do other stuff, which maybe not be so law-abiding, allegedly. I think would be the best way to say it.
Those are interesting rumors. I mean, I know Melissa doesn't carry anything over a size large. So like you have a really small window. If you want to shop there, you can only be small, medium, or large. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, crazy. And what about Jennifer Aiden? Are you hearing anything about her? I mean, we know she's coming back full time, and it's going to be her, Teresa, and Danielle is what I'm thinking. The dream team.
Well, Jennifer, she's always been Teresa's lapdog, but the difference with Jennifer is Jennifer's actually interesting and she does get into arguments with people. So therefore, I'm more accepting of the fact that she's Teresa's lapdog. But with Jennifer, I mean, I'm very interested to see what she's going to be doing. I'm very excited for the reunion, to be hearing more about this Gorga fight, seeing who's lying, who's telling the truth, what the deal is with that. But yeah, I think Jennifer's definitely, we know she's going to have tension with Margaret about the drinking, as you said. And then I think there's also going to be the rumors of Melissa allegedly cheating on Joe with that guy, and apparently Jennifer was one of the people that was talking about it, and then Danielle was the one that brought it up at this dinner party, and that's what made Melissa and Joe go mad, and apparently was one of the factors, was basically what, after that argument, they then decided they didn't want to go to Teresa's wedding.
Right. Now, Freddie, if you were Joe Gorga, and your wife said, honey, I think you should go to the wedding because it's your sister and I will stay back, but you go. Would you have went, or would you have stayed home? Would you have went to the wedding but not the reception? What would you have done if that was you?
Oh, I would have gone, but I think the problem with Joe Gorga is that he's so whipped by
Ah,
his wife, Melissa. He's just going to toe the line and do whatever she says. I mean, Joe Gorga is, yeah. So didn't surprise me that, he was like, no, I'm going to stick with Melissa and do what she orders me to do.
oh my gosh, you're too funny, Freddie. Thank you for giving it to us straight. One last question. What about Margaret's lawsuits? Are you seeing these lawsuits?
I mean,
This
we've all
lawsuit.
heard the rumors for quite some time that Margaret doesn't have the lifestyle, the money that she necessarily tries to portray on this show. I mean, the fact that it's taken her years to do work on this house that she's got in New Jersey, when, in my opinion, it's not that big. And if you've got a supposed net worth of $40 million, how, you wouldn't take so long to redo a kitchen and a sitting room.
No, hell no. I didn't know it came up $40 million. That's what her net worth.
That's
she
what
claims.
that's what rumors have been, but I just struggle to believe that. And I'm sorry, with some of the lawsuits that you've got, I'm sorry, if I had $40 million, I would have paid these people already. That there wouldn't have been a lawsuit in the first place. But
Exactly.
I think Bethany Frankel has spoken about this before, and that so many of these women, they actually only have a couple of $1 million, but then try to portray that they've got, a $40 million net worth. So they try and live this lifestyle that they can't really afford. I mean, I'm mainly looking at people who like that do this. I mean, the Gorgas, I'd say Dorit and Fatboy Kemsley are another types of people that enjoy pretending that they've got a certain lifestyle they don't allegedly and necessarily have.
I agree. What about Kyle and Mauricio? We know they've doubled their net worth every year since they've been on the show. Kyle started out shopping at Target her first year.
Well, I mean, 2023 is coming around the corner, and I think we could see there's going to the courts could really delve into how Mauricio has earned some of the money he may have made, because of the fact that this lawsuit with the $32 million Sweetwater Malibu mansion, there's more stuff coming out about that lawsuit sort of reactivated itself again after sort of a year's worth of silence. And it seems that Sam Hackem's claims, well, the court certainly feels that, there's maybe some valid claims that Sam Hackem could be making. So I believe, Mauricio, it seems, could well be facing trial in 2023, which is not going to look good for him. It's not going to be good for his reality show.
No.
And it's really going to ask, I think, the court a lot of questions. How have they doubled their net worth? Well, actually, they've not doubled it. I mean, supposedly they're worth $100 million, and I mean, apparently they were only worth like $2 or $3 million. So they've more than doubled it since Housewives, and I think it will, raise the questions: how have they earned this much money so quickly?
I agree. But I don't think people realize, like, when she came on, she literally shopped at Target. Like, they probably lived like paycheck to paycheck, like they didn't have nothing like they have now. Like, it's doubled, tripled every year they've been on the Housewives. It's insane. Dorit refusing to take down her Balenciaga photos. Do you have any comment on that? We can pass
on Rinna.
Okay.
Well, at the end of the day, Rinna's desperate, so it doesn't surprise me she's refused to take them out. She wants, because she knows that there are going to be a lot of bigger models than her daughters that are in the position where they can say no to Balenciaga. Rinna's probably thinking, well, if I really suck up to Balenciaga, they might want my daughters to do more modeling things and pay them loads of money because they're still a major designer brand. And I think morally, Rinna probably doesn't care because, as far in my personal opinion, Rinna has pimped out her children from quite an early age. So does she really care that Balenciaga have more or less done that in their campaigns? In my personal opinion, no, she doesn't.
That's a good point, Freddie. That's a really great point. What do you think about Kathy Hilton? She's done some videos with her pajama party, interviews regarding her putting lipstick on live TV during, someone receiving an award. What are you thinking?
To me, oh, 1 second. Sorry, just need to charge so I don't
No,
eye on you.
You're
I think it's Kathy. I mean, I don't think she was intentionally being rude. I just think socially she's not always aware of what's happening. I don't really buy into the whole that she was about to sneeze or whatever she's telling us. I actually think she was probably quite nervous on the stage to start with. So that was one of the reasons. And I just don't think she was really thinking.
And they were sitting at a table all together. They were all uncomfortable. Like they were
I definitely think that the fact that Kathy had to sit between Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane, the two people she hates most, and said that she won't return if they're both still on the show together. She probably was feeling really on edge. For all we know, she may have been taunted by both of them potentially. So I think she was probably feeling on edge of that. Whatever happened, just the situation of sitting between them alone would put probably her on edge. But I think the other thing I did want to talk about Kathy Hilton is, I don't know if other people have seen the news. I did share this on my Instagram story, but
tell us. Start from the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
But Rick Hilton has actually sold his percentage of ownership of Hilton and Highland to Laurie Highland, who is the widow of Jeff Highland, who passed away earlier this year. And a lot of people are trying to say, oh, well, Rick's selling because he feels like Mauricio's beating him and things like that. And it's just like, people, you need, like, not trying to be rude, but you need to do your research for anyone that's saying that, because, Rick Hilton is in a different stratosphere to Mauricio. Hilton and Highland are, I think, the second, they've done the second highest amount of luxury real estate dealings in the whole of LA after Compass. They're a big fish. And I think people prefer to work with Hilton and Highland because if any of you watched Buying Beverly Hills, that realtor who wanted to go was saying he had job offers from Compass and Hilton and Highland, was saying that those two companies give a much better split than the agency does because Mauricio's allegedly greedy. But no, to me, Rick Hilton has sold his share of Hilton and Highland because he wants to retire. At the end of the day, this is a guy that does not need to live paycheck to paycheck to sustain the lifestyle they have. They allegedly have a net worth of over $300 million. They can live how they live today. And of course, he's going to get so much, hundreds of millions, I believe, from the sale, from selling his share of Hilton and Highland as well. So they're more than all right. He's not, it's just simply absolute nonsense that Rick Hilton is selling because he feels Mauricio's going to, beat him or do better. Hilton and Highland have always been a more successful realtor than the agency has. And that's just a known fact. I mean, you can look at the statistics for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the agency only advertises on the Real Housewives. If you go out in the real world and ask people if they know a realtor agency or Hilton and Highland, they're gonna know Hilton and Highland. They're not gonna know the agency. We only know about it because we watch Housewives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on, Freddie. We love you so much. I didn't mean to take up your time when you got off work though.
Oh no, it's absolutely fine. Been good to be on. I haven't been on yet, so
No. Well, we can keep going. I got more questions to hit at you. I want to know what you think about Dorit and PK, because something about PK, and we're hearing more about him possibly doing something in the UK. Are you hearing that he did another?
I've got a lot to say on this, and then I will have to go after this.
Okay. Well,
I've got a lot to say on that. So yeah, so Dorit, PK is meant to be doing this show in the UK that's going to be called Selling Super Prime. So it was over a year ago, I'd say nearly 2 years ago now, it had basically been agreed that, the network, being Channel 4, were going to be doing this show. He teamed up with this woman called Becky Fessamini for the Rock Stone agency. So that was meant to be all happening. But before that, he was meant to be teaming up with Mauricio. And Mauricio was wanting to set up an agency in London. I'm assuming Mauricio probably pulled out due to the fact that he'd been offered to do Buying Beverly Hills with Netflix, so wanted to take up that gig. And then I see on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago that PK has decided that he's clearly not going to team up with this Rockstone agency. So PK's gone third time lucky, and he's now teaming up with this company called Robert Irving Burns. So they do both commercial and residential property. They sell both commercial and residential. And he's meant to be teaming up with them. Apparently, we are meant to be seeing this in September 2023. But originally, we were actually meant to be seeing this show come out when he'd collaborated with Rockstone to come out in September 2022. I found out all of this information through LinkedIn because I realized it had got to the end of September and we hadn't, Channel 4, the network in the UK, had gone radio silence on what was happening with this PK Kemsley show. And so I looked on his LinkedIn and I sort of found information. Apparently, he wants to be doing more housing type collaborations with Boy George. Hopefully, maybe they'll install lots of radiators and handcuffs in the house they develop. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's going to be very interesting. But I think one thing that you can say about Fatboy Kemsley is that, he's not a quitter, third time lucky. And there is a saying that third time really is a charm. So let's hope for PK that it is a charm this time round. And the people he casted originally aren't bored. And that they agree to do this show whenever they start filming it, and that it does come out in September 2023.
Thank you for all of that tea. That's a lot of tea, guys. You better say thank you to Freddie in the chat. And also, what about Dorit coming back full-time, part-time, and then we'll let you go. We know you're very busy.
Well, we've heard the rumors that all of them are coming back. Diana has obviously been fired, allegedly. I think Diana's trying to sort of spin the fact that because she's pregnant somehow at 49 years old, that sort of a reason is not returning to Beverly Hills. I think that's why she sort of put this story out, allegedly, in my personal opinion, because I don't want her coming after anyone. And I think with Dorit, what we're hearing with Dorit and Crystal is that apparently Bravo haven't exactly decided whether they want to keep both Dorit and Crystal as full-time housewives and demote them to friends, because allegedly what's happening is that Bravo are interviewing a couple of these ex-14 friends of Crystal Kung Minkoff's. They're I think looking into potentially bringing friends of Kathy Hilton onto the show. I think they're probably doing this as a way to make Kathy Hilton want to stay on Beverly Hills. So in my opinion, if they do find one of these X14 friends or or someone else that they found casting, or one of Kathy's friends that they feel is really appropriate to be a full-time housewife, that they're just entertaining and they have the full lifestyle package and things like that, I do think it's very likely that Dorito or Crystal could well be demoted.
Yes, I think so too, Freddie. I agree. You're very intelligent perspective on that, Freddie, as well, from Bravo to bring on Kathy's friends. I mean, that's smart, because it will make her, they all need an ally. That's why Teresa has a lapdog that they're bringing on. You know, they have
Yeah.
to give these women allies to film with. Oh, we lost him. But Freddie, I think he's coming back here in a second. He just
I'm
popped
here.
out.
I'm here.
There he is.
But what I will say is, I mean, I think Kathy did have allies, but I think the thing is that now Bravo, well, Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane have basically confirmed, yeah, they've been asked to return. Well, Erica was inevitable because I believe she's in the second or final year of her 3-year contract she has, that she's somehow getting paid $1.7 million a year to fulfill. Rinna's contract, well, according to Rinna's, been renewed. So if they want to keep Kathy, they're going to have to find another way to incentivize her. And I suspect that's going to be bigger paycheck, and to have her friends on if they're not going to fire Rinna or Erica.
Mm-hmm. And you know who's going to be first in line? Faye Resnick. Faye, the morally corrupt friend.
Well, this friend of hers called Ursula Nesbit.
Oh, yes.
I think she's likely. I mean, with Faye Resnick or Faye Rancid, whatever you want to call the woman, to me, it's quite clear that Andy Cohen has no interest in bringing Faye onto the show. I mean, the amount of times that Faye has either been a friend or a guest at this show, and they've never asked her to be a housewife, I think is very telling that clearly Andy Cohen and the other executive producers do not value Faye enough. They think that she's bad TV or something like that. Because she's by now, and we all know, because Faye's this desperado and is willing to sort of write about her dead best friend despite a tragic murder, that Faye really has no standards whatsoever, and she'd take the opportunity, but she's not being given it. So I don't see her joining Beverly Hills anytime soon, if ever. Yeah, I believe she never will.
I agree with you, Freddie. Yeah, that Ursula woman, I had looked into her before because I saw Kathy hanging out with her at a Katy Perry concert. She's with Kathy a lot, actually. They were like hosting Katy Perry's parents because it was like the dad's birthday, and he's like in his 70s. It's Katy Perry. Her dad's like older. He's in his 70s. And so it was like Kathy and Ursula and Katy Perry's like 80-year-old parents. First row. It was interesting. So, but awesome. Well, Freddie, thank you for coming on and giving us all the tea. We appreciate you. Everyone said thank you in the comments. They love you, Freddie. You're a woman. You're ladies, man.
It's good to be here because it's my first time that I've actually called into the show.
I know. I love it. I would love to have you on anytime. Let me know. I know your schedule's crazy, but I mean, if we can work it out, I would love to do that. So I'll message you on Instagram if you're interested.
Definitely. We should do a collaboration on each other's channels again.
Yes, let's do that. I didn't know, like, I know you're on Sherelle's world and she's like way up here. And we're just like, I'm just like right here. So I didn't know if you would come on.
Sherelle's, I come on whenever I can, but obviously with the whole time difference and things, like the viability of that, it's quite difficult to do. But I do have my own channel, Reality Diamond, where I go live when I can. I put out stills when I can, but it's not a full-time job, so it's more of I'm doing that when I can and the time permits me to be able to do so.
Yeah, of course. And so everyone should check him out on Instagram, Reality Diamond, and on YouTube. But what's great about Freddie is he circles, he makes his way around to other creators and he gives us the tea. And that's why everyone knows Freddie. Like my subscribers know you, Sherelle's, everyone knows Freddie. So yeah,
Mm,
I'll DM you and we'll make it happen for sure.
definitely.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for hopping on. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, Lindsay, and talk to you soon.
Yes, yes. I will talk to you soon, Freddie.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, Freddie is so kind to come on and give us the tea. We really love and appreciate him. At least I do. I love when it's like spontaneous too. That's like the best kind of tea to get is when it's spontaneous. And Freddie always has the tea. He does a lot of research. He's really great. Oh, there were some questions for him. Freddie loves Angie H from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Oh, that's funny. Sherelle started with nothing. Thank you. I just meant like, Sherelle, she reaches so many people that I just didn't think that maybe Freddie, because his time is so he doesn't have a whole lot of it because he's working. And I don't know if Freddie goes to school, but he's very smart and he's well rounded. And I think that he travels and goes like to Spain and he's really living the life. So we are really appreciative to have him. And do you guys have any questions before I go? I have been uploading videos for you guys. I've done a couple of short ones just to give you guys some information, some tea, Real Housewives of Miami. I talk about Lenny and Lisa, the other woman, the divorce, the video that came out of Lenny and the other woman. If you guys watch What Happens Live with Larsa and Lisa, they brought up the whole club thing where Lisa and Larsa ran into Lenny and the other woman in the bar. I had told you guys about that months ago when it happened, and then again a couple of episodes ago. So I'm keeping y'all up to date on this tea, okay? I swear. And then so they were on Watch What Happens Live. Here's something though you may not have noticed. Lisa had on a really pretty red like cat suit. It looked so good on her. I thought she looked really, really good on Watch What Happens Live. But when I was looking for photos of her, I found her in the cat suit in a yellow version of it back in May when this started to transpire. And then I found a picture of Larsa in the same cat suit, and she was wearing it was like a nude pig. So the cat suit, whoever made that cat suit, whatever designer, they're a winner, okay? And oh, Freddie's graduated from college. See, that's why he's so well spoken. College degree. The lady's gonna be after Freddie. Just saying, college degree. That's all you have to say to a single woman these days is, I have a job or a degree. They're like, do you want to go on a date? Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. And like I said, some shorter videos on Miami. I didn't do much on Salt Lake City. Everyone's kind of seems a little bit Salt Lake City out, if you ask me. But Joe and Melissa were on Watch What Happens Live, so you guys know I'm gonna break down that New Jersey what's going on there and what little bit of tea we might be hearing that's getting sprinkled into the Instagram world. So Gar says Salt Lake City is the best. I like Salt Lake City. I just don't like the girls like and all the jail and prison jokes like to Jen Shaw because one, it seems like it's very easy. Like that's such an easy blow. And like Whitney keeps making comments about like the traveling, they can't travel out of the country because of Jen, and Angie's making comments about a necklace being ripped off her neck in the streets because of Jen, and just a lot of like prison jabs. And I feel like, can you please be creative with your reads? Like I just appreciate someone that puts a little stank on it, okay? Puts a little something. But that's just me. And I also feel like, what are we going to do next year if Jen Shaw is not there? Just because we don't have like a very big, like, they waited too long to bring new housewives in. Then they brought in two housewives with the same name. Angie Harrington, we saw her for a little bit, but I just don't think she has what Bravo is looking for. If so, they would have brought her on a while ago. I'm just saying. Lord Karma says, I have no idea why Lisa Barlow is there. Freddie said Lisa Barlow is the best on Salt Lake City, followed by Meredith and then Donna. Donna. Salt Lake City without Jen will be a snooze fest. Will not watch. Um, Angie H has it, they said. I always heard she was very theatrical, is a word that people described her around Salt Lake City before she was on the show. I picked up that from her because she was like doing this little thing to like Cruella DeVille and 101 Dalmatians. And then she did like this little dance thing to Dirty Dancing. And so I think she's into the dramas, maybe like creatively, but not reality TV. I don't think she understands the mission. I don't know. Does she? Bravo needs to pull their fingers out with Salt Lake City casting. There's a rumor. I have to tell you guys since we're talking about it right now. There's a rumor going around about New Jersey, and I wasn't going to talk about it until I heard any more information. But I figured I would just tell y'all and see what you guys have heard. Did you guys hear anything about Melissa Gorga and an alleged producer that they had maybe, I don't know, not necessarily an inappropriate relationship, but maybe like if HR got their hands on it, it would have been a not so appropriate relationship. And this was allegedly giving Melissa all of these great edits, protecting her from a lot of things, just like why people always say, like, why didn't we hear about Melissa selling fake Chanel bags? Why didn't we hear about these lawsuits? Why didn't we hear about the Bentley and the car dealer? And a lot of times it would make sense if she did have someone on the inside. It makes sense. I always thought it was because Joe and Teresa's legal issues went on for so many years. By the time they were indicted, court, sentencing, going away to prison, Teresa comes home, Joe goes to prison, Joe comes home, special with Joe coming home from prison. It's just all overshadowed what the Gorgas had going, but it would make a lot of sense if there was a producer involved, somebody on the inside making sure they were cleaning house and keeping things nice and neat for the Gorgas, also to keep conflict going too, So I feel like they have to keep Teresa the bad guy almost, because that's how they kind of fell into those roles at the beginning. And Bravo's just kept them as like Bravo keeps Teresa kind of like the evil sister-in-law, Melissa the good sweet sister-in-law that just wants to love. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But you guys leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much again, Freddie. Seriously, we love him so much. He always has such great comments and content, and he's smart, and he looks into a lot of legal documents, and he's not even from the United States. He's in London, but he's understanding our process in our judicial system. And so we appreciate that. And Lord Karma says, if Teresa left, there would be no show. I agree with you. I'm not going to be shocked, guys, if this is Melissa and Joe's last season. I think Kim D said it really best when she said, like, this is their last season. The only card Melissa, and I've said this about Melissa and Joe, but she said that it would be Melissa's only card left would be if she broke up with Joe, and then Bravo would film the destruction of the divorce. I don't know, guys. I don't know what we're going to see. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how Melissa and Joe are going to make it if they don't have the show. I'm sure they'll try for a spinoff. We may hear about them on like Marriage of like how Monique went on to the Love and Marriage of DC. Maybe they'll hop on like a sister brand. Maybe Joe will take his career a little bit further with his stand-up comedic act. Maybe the men will get together. Who knows? I could see Bravo doing a spinoff with the men and just cutting Melissa all the way. They could say, okay, Melissa, you're done on the Housewives. You know, you've played out your role. I think after this season, people aren't going to want to watch the drama between Teresa and Joe anymore because it's going to get so dirty and it's going to get so dark and the reunion is kind of going to be so bad. And so I think that producers know, like, it's going to be intense, but they're not going to be able to get any more from that storyline, that drama, that the fights. The parents are past. I don't think Teresa really has interest in fighting with Melissa or Joe. I think they've kind of come to the fact they're all tired of fighting, except for in situations where it seems to deal with Melissa on her podcast, Melissa having her husband as the guest on her podcast after everything happened at BravoCon, after everything happened at the wedding. Seeing a lot of Melissa in OK Magazine, US Magazine making comments about this season and Teresa. And every time I see Melissa's name in the headlines, guys, Teresa's name is either before or after it. Like, she's talking about it. And we don't see that from Teresa. I'm not seeing that from Teresa. If you guys are, please comment. Let me know. I do listen to their podcast as much as I can, the Namaste Bitches, and I listen to Melissa's On Display. And I haven't heard Melissa or Teresa really saying anything. I mean, a couple of episodes ago, I did a video on it. We talked about it. We talked about the fiancés. Freddie says, I don't see Andy getting rid of the Gorgas. Andy obsessed with having messed up family dynamic they have with Teresa. That's so true. That's so true. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know if Teresa's going to keep filming with them either like that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It's a wild card. I can't wait for the season to come out. One thing I wanted to tell Freddie when he was on and I forgot, I wanted to tell him about the video that Danielle, the new girl of New Jersey, had posted. It was a story and it was allegedly in response to Jackie and Marge, who did a Q&A and were asked about the new housewives, who is coming on. And this is when Marge referenced the new girl, Danielle, as Teresa's lapdog. So Teresa's lapdog, Danielle, went and made a little video, like a little TikTok, basically. And then at the end, she's like, and hits her ass, her butt, like, kiss my ass, Marge. Like, kiss my ass, Marge. You just mad. You just jealous. So I think Danielle is going to give Marge a run for her money because Danielle's young. She's spunky. There was a video of her. She was on an MTV episode where she had moved out to LA because she wanted to be an actress. She wanted to be famous. Hey, Barbara. And I just think that she's going to bring it. She's going to bring it. I don't know. Maybe they don't have like tons and tons of money, but I think that they're living well. They're living in New Jersey and she's a housewife with 2 little kids. And I think she's going to bring it and I'm excited. So, all right, guys. Well, like I said, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. It really helps my videos. Subscribe to my channel. Turn your notifications on. It's about to get good with Miami, New Jersey. Oh, I can't wait. Freddie says Kimdi is very much out the Real Housewives in New Jersey loop, so I struggle to believe that. I know, I've heard that too, Freddie. It's like she kind of just asks the audience and tells them to do the work. She's like, what do you guys know about this subject? Well, what can you guys find out? DM me on Instagram and I'll talk about it on the show. Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times about Kim D. She was probably out of the loop when she wasn't on the show. And now she's probably trying to get back in the circle or get a connection in the circle, probably as many connections as she can get. And moving about it that way because they all know whatever information they're giving her is getting fed to the podcast and their Patreon and Behind the Velvet Rope. So, guys, make sure you check out Reality Diamond on YouTube and Instagram. We love Freddie. Go onto his page. Give him subscribe to him, follow him on Instagram. We're going to get together and get a collab. We'll post that for you guys with a date and a time ahead of time so you can make sure that you make time for it. Freddie's on a whole nother coast. He's in a whole nother country. So we appreciate him when he is on our time and can hop on. So, all right, guys, have a great Wednesday and we will talk soon. Bye.